Hello out there and welcome to the 5th episode of my Let's Play Minecraft series. In the last episode we made a wood farm, an egg farm and a leatherworks shop. And in between the last episode and this one I have farmed a lot of wood and I've also extended the leatherworks to also sell saddles now. I also finally went to the end and got my elytra so we can fly now, and I also have a flybow with punch 2. For when I'm flying. Something I also did there that was quite a big project was I actually went and changed the way that this super smeltery shop works. It now uses an item elevator instead, and let's just start it up here. Put in 64 items. So the old elevator was killingly slow, and that was really bothering me, as this is supposed to be a fast sort of thing. Do it while you wait. And so the items should start coming in any moment here. And you'll notice it's not a silent elevator anymore. And I'm okay with that for two reasons. The first reason is that it's so much faster, and that just makes up for it. You can see the items start coming in now. Also, when you hear that clicking, you know as the user of the shop that something's happening, which also gives you the impression that you're not just waiting. You can actually hear stuff happening. So from those two perspectives, it makes total sense. And yeah, so I'm just gonna show you how the technique works. Let's go into the shop down here, into the redstone stuff. So it's very simple item elevator. It uses Minecraft's built-in collision detection with a dropper facing upwards, and then there's a comparator back there. So when something goes into the dropper, it shoots it out, and then it collides with the first block of glass down there, and then Minecraft pushes it to the top of that block, but then it collides with the next block of glass, and then that's the way it continues all the way to the top. And so yeah, you saw this is much faster, and I think it works very great actually. As we did in the previous episodes, I want to start this episode by making a tiny adjustment to the skeleton farm that we have downstairs here. So between the last episode and this one, I was farming some bones for the tree farm, and I kept being annoyed about these vines up there. Let's just turn it off. We made in the last episode. You can see the lights up there. These vines keep growing out here and being all over the place, and that sort of bothers me. And we also made it so that they fall only 2 blocks, but they can actually fall 3 blocks without taking any damage. And so I brought some buttons with me, and we're gonna let's just unequip this. I also put a carpet here, which is in the way now. So, whoa! Did we accidentally hit the button? Yes, we must have. Let's just... Why can't I place anything there? Anyway, they can fall 3, so we don't need that one there. We can put a button there. We also don't want them to spread all inside, because then they can get stuck on different things. Like this. And we must have hit the button once again. Like this. Now the vines can't actually spread any further, because there's buttons on either side, and they will only fall 3 blocks down. So we can put this block back, and there should be a block and a carpet in here. The carpet is so that the XP doesn't get stuck in the hopper. We also want to use this as a quick XP farm sometimes. And yeah, that's the change for this episode. Now I want to introduce a new segment of these videos, because we are going to start building our permanent base. We're going to make a simple classic medieval castle, you know, very common in Minecraft. But the concept is that it should be very PvP friendly. So that means there should be lots of mobility and many levels and hidden passages and, you know, rooms to get lost in and stuff. When you're building a new base, there are a few things to consider before you start building, such as mobs and weather, or the grass and leaf color. And these things are affected by the biome, and we cannot control that. And that's why we have to choose the location for our base very carefully. The most viable biomes are, in my opinion, Mushroom Islands because there are no mobs there. It could be desert because there's no rain. I hate rain. It could be the mesa because it's very difficult to fake mimic a mesa. It could also be underwater, which there is also no rain. Or finally, my favorite biome, snow. I love snow, right? There's no rain here, and there is mobs, and mobs will actually may help our combat sort of oriented style of the base, make it more interesting in some cases. So I've picked out a location here for our base. This is just a center point, and then we're gonna start building around here. I also brought like an ender chest and some shulker boxes full of stone because we're gonna build most of the castle out of stone. So let's just plot that down here. And these are just filled with stone, both of them. So yeah, I'm gonna set up a camera and then I'm gonna start building over there. So enjoy this time lapse. Okay, I'm gonna continue working on that off camera. As you can see, we're now in the Nether, and that's because the farm of today is gonna be on top of the Nether. It's Snow Crasher's gold farm, and I thought I'd just show you how I get on top of the Nether. And it is a bit dangerous, so the first thing you need to do is you need to find somewhere you can see the very top block. And as you could see downstairs here, I've actually looked at quite a lot of things. This seems to be the top block also. If you want to be absolutely certain that you have the top block of the world, you can press F3 on your keyboard, bringing up these numbers over here. This looking at should reach 127 when you look at the block you think is the roof, the very roof. And you see here it does reach 127. And then you need to find a spot where there's one block below it, right? There's an airspace there, because then we can go to that here. We can place a rail there, and then a minecart. We would actually like the rail to be pointing the other way, but I don't think that's possible here. We place the minecart on the rail, and now we can jump into the minecart, and we're gonna start taking suffocation damage immediately.
So we need to do this a bit quick. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on this minecart, press shift, then jump and throw an ender pearl. You ready? And I'm on top of the nether. And this was more or less the spot we hit, so I'm just gonna put in a minecart over here for the next time. Oh, can you go on there? Like this, and then hope this isn't in the actual way when we're gonna go back. So we are gonna go back at some point, so I brought some obsidian to build a portal and some flint and steel to make it to turn it on, which is pretty important, right? Because you have no way of actually getting down from here if you don't bring a portal. So I'm gonna build that now with some obsidian. Just place it like this. We're just gonna build a small portal like that and then light it. Very important. So now we can actually go back, and hopefully that will link up with the portal that we have downstairs somewhere. What we're also going to do now is we're going to actually start building on the farm that's going to be up here. I'm going to need a crafting table. So we're going to build a gold farm, which means we need to go to the very, very top of the nether, the build limit in fact. And I brought with me some shulker boxes with some stone in it that we can use to build from, and I also have this nether rack from just downstairs that I thought we'd just use up. Let me just save the obsidian. Yeah, so let's grab a couple stacks of this if we need it. We're also gonna need a lot of slabs, a lot, because we're gonna build the first donut shape up there in the shape of a with the slabs. So I'm gonna just build to the top. I also have some ladders, not nearly enough, but we'll have to figure that out later. I have my wings on so I can fly down once I've built to the top. I don't need to worry too much about that. So for now I'm just gonna build to the build limit. Now that we've reached the top, we need to place a slab here to ensure that no mobs will actually spawn on this block. We should have also done that on the blocks down at the bottom, but I forgot. Now we need to go out a bunch of blocks. I think it's 21, but I need to look this up. Of course, there will be a link to Snow Crash's gold farm down in the description, so you can have a look at it if you want to build it yourself. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna build the roof of it, which is only here to ensure that ghasts won't spawn, pretty much, because we don't want ghasts in our gold farm, and I should really be counting, which I can't do while I'm talking at the same time. Yeah, so I'm gonna just time-lapse this for you so you can see how much work it is to build just one layer of this farm, and then I'll see you back at the city once we're done. Whew, that was a lot of work, and that was only 1/4 of one donut, and we need to build 4 of them in total. I'm gonna continue on that first layer and maybe the farm a bit in between cuts. For now, it's time for the shop. In today's shop, we're gonna sell tools similar to the ones we made in last episode. We're gonna sell bows and probably pickaxes and something when we get the money. Let's start by purchasing the shop license as usual. We're gonna place this shop right over here actually, and a lot of things has happened in this shop area. I'm planning on doing a tour of the city in the next episode, so don't you worry about that. And yeah, so this is the plot that we just purchased. It cost 6 diamonds, so that's perfect. And now I'm just gonna clear out these trees to begin with, and then I have a plan for a build that's pretty similar to the leather shop we did, because I really like the contrast. It's back there. I really like the contrast of the diorite and some dark wood, but today we're gonna use spruce instead to see how that fits together. I think it'll look really nice. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get to building, and then I'll catch up with you afterwards. And ta-da! There is the shop. It's a little bit big. I mean, it's difficult to see with all these large structures around, but I really like it. I think it turned out well. If we go inside, we can see here that we have fly bows here, X bows here, named after Exuma Void on the Hermitcraft server, and very good fishing rods over here. So for now we don't actually have the resources to sell neither pickaxes or boots, but those are the next thing that I really wanna get up, because they're really good to have. We are open for business anyway though, so let's put up the usual shop license. I'll just show you the upstairs, but it's empty right now. There'll be something here, empty, and I experimented with dividing up the walls here to make 2 rooms, and I might do that, but we'll see when we actually need the space. We'll do something with it when I add the boots and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, this is a done shop. Cool tools. Nice. Well, that will be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you back later. Bye.